Hi. Hi.
How to approach school after going ghost.
God, this is awkward. But that is because I feel so awkward around you. Whenever I'm
Do not say in.
near you, I feel very awkward. And I feel as though I'm letting you down. Even though you have millions of other students. And even though I don't think that I'm letting you down because there's all these other students that are still engaging in you and actively engaging in you and still live their life through you. Are you really that disappointed? Do I matter that much? But I really, like the past few weeks, if you even know my name, do you know my name? Yeah, whatever. I'm Leah. I'm a medical student, and last few weeks, few weeks for sure, I have not been studying at all. I've just been very sick with my mental health. And you really do make me feel like a piece of shit if I don't show up and if I don't study. You know what it's like to open up the access to you on my laptop? It feels spooky. It feels as though I'm faced with this heap of information that I've got to study, with this heap of study materials that other people have already covered, other people in my semester, other people at my university, and there's all these big people graduating from you. And I feel like, will I ever be able to graduate? Will I have the mental strength to show up there every single day and to do my best? I kind of need to find a way to cope with this and also cope with my procrastinating sometimes. I'm scared of failing is why I procrastinate. I want to be this perfect person. I want to be a person that you appreciate dearly, I want to be a special person to you. I want to be really good at you. Which sounds wrong, but this is a made up concept video of me talking to uni, so maybe it's logical, Yeah, whatever. I still want to do my best. That's how I get validation. That's how I feel like I get validation in this world, through you. I say, hey, I'm a medical student, and then people go like, whoa. And it's like, are they admiring you and not me? Who am I even without you? And then oftentimes I go yeah, and then I add a fact about why I am still a down-to-earth person. I think med students or medical school or university is associated with a very, show-offish type of person and a very educated type of person and a very disciplined type of person. And so then I always add something like, oh, but I'm late going there, to kind of still connect with people. I feel like you sometimes make connections so fucking difficult. Even in uni, when I'm around students that seem to be or should have similar interests to me, I feel isolated. Because guess what? You are not all that makes us up, We are not all made of you. Of course, we go to you every day, or, that's how we want to have a job or get a job in this world we're living in. But people don't have much stuff in common, and oftentimes it's a very surface level base, which is ironic because we are learning so much stuff and so much stuff goes into our brain and out of our brain and maybe hopefully stays in there, med school information, anatomy and so on. But what do we really learn? When do we really learn to build a community? When do we really learn to, connect with one another? That's not a given. And obviously in some universities, and some of you, am I talking to multiple universities, people? Yeah, sometimes there's groups, but oftentimes it's about having the most connections. It's about numbers, oh, I have this many friends. There's always friend groups walking around on campus. I don't have a friend group. I don't really miss anything, to be quite honest with you. Maybe I do. There's this mystery concept of having a friend group. Having so many people that you talk to, and you're this influential person, and you're working together with uni, to make this experience miserable for people who don't have friends. Okay, that's maybe kind of radical, and maybe I don't mean it. A lot of people that go to uni are seemingly from the outside the types of people who have it all. I always wanted to be popular as a child, even in school, and then uni is this big thing, the real world. But you are not a real world. You are a concept. Not made up. Okay, literally somebody made you up. But you are not the world, and there's so much other stuff going on outside of you. A lot of people have struggles, mental health struggles. They lost a family member. They have to work a lot of hours to be granted access to you, which is kind of insane and unfair. And still, everybody kind of is expected by you to fulfill the same standards, have the same capacity to learn things by heart. And that kind of fucking sucks. Yeah, sometimes you really suck, uni, but also you give me a sense of future, like a plan that I'm following through with. And I'm very grateful for the opportunities. Like, maybe, no, like, honestly, I'm very, very fucking grateful. And is it boring if I express gratitude? Sometimes I'm like, y'all want to hear the juicy stuff. Sorry, what the hell am I saying? No, but I like being grateful. You know, this year, I have a nice group of people that I'm surrounded with. A lot of kind, funny, goofy people who really let out that side of themselves. You know, a lot of people in uni, they're like, I'm so serious. And then there's other people who are like really goofy. And then there's like the middle ground. And I'm trying to pull people from the middle ground like into the higher ground of being goofy and just openly funny and dorky and whatever, to maybe make the serious people realize that there's fun in this world as well. I mean, listen, being serious is all good and well, and of course I want to be a doctor later on, so I will be responsible, but being responsible also means sometimes taking care of yourself, and taking care of yourself while going through university. And whether you're a doctor, I'm not even a doctor. Yeah, whether you're a doctor or a soon-to-be doctor or a never-to-be doctor, which there's no shame in either of those. I think the most shameful would be being a doctor, actually. Okay, kidding. No, but the main thing that I think you are trying to teach us is to take care of ourselves and to find a place in this world. You're not really explicitly teaching that, but implicitly. We will soon notice that you have a detrimental effect on us if we don't like go to couples therapy together, you know? Like if we don't explore our relationship, and by that I don't mean like anything in any weird way or in any inappropriate way, but more like couples therapy, actually talk about what our relationship is. That is your goal, I guess. And implicitly, because, you know, we are first gonna struggle and break down and then cram for a test and then cry because we're depressed and then go to hospital and then come out of the hospital again and realize that our friend group has moved on, and then the friend group disappears. And yeah, I mean, not dies, but like disappears, you know? Like people spread to other places in uni. And so you're just trying to teach us how to be an adult. But could you maybe like be more obvious with that and not have us go through therapy and through those hard things first? But maybe that's also your point. You are a sneaky... What do I say? Do I say piece of shit? Do I say the B word? No, I don't like the B word. Okay. You are a sneaky... Uni, you are very sneaky. You are very sneaky, but I am seeing through you. And so that's why I think I can be chill about it, and I'll take another day off studying today just because, you know, I need it. I need a mental health day. Yesterday has been rough. And yesterday I have studied a tiny little bit. Yeah, don't know. I'll just do my best and keep my head above the water. Because like if I give up, I'm never gonna come back to you, uni. And so that's why I'm going to take it slow, but then I'm going to be there consistently, you know? Like, that's the plan. Okay, uni, do you want to be besties with me? But probably not, because, like, uni, you are not a lifelong process. Like, you will not be there when I'm 80 and maybe want to knit with somebody. Then you're going to be like, I have all these other new young people, you old piece of shit. Now, maybe you won't say that, actually. Maybe you won't. But I don't want to define myself by uni. And I do want to have best grandma friends, which is why I'm going to look for friends outside of you, really. Like, it's about time that I find my granny knitting group. And you will not be there on my deathbed either. And I don't think on my gravestone there will be anything about me being a doctor or something. Unless I have a title or something, but that, nobody cares about a title if it's a fucking gravestone, alright? You won't be there for my kid's birth if I have kids. You won't be there for any of it. You'll just be a period of my life that was over, and a period of my life that I want to enjoy, okay? And so I'm taking care of myself, okay? Goodbye. And this is, by the way, a necklace that my grandma gave me. And she didn't go to uni, and she still had this necklace. So people, if you're not in uni, great. I'm proud of you. Okay, love you, but not you, uni. But kinda. But the people who watch this video, I love them. Okay, I'm gonna give you a hug. Bye.